Hi everybody, Mature Simmer here. So welcome back to our switch over now to Euro Truck for our Extreme Edition series that we're running at this point in everything we're doing for the most part, other than the Back to Basics does make an appearance once every 8 days as it normally would. So you're only getting 3 Extreme Edition American Truck Simulator series right now, where you get 4, or at least I'm trying to get you 4 every time. The big change, if you're only a watcher of Euro Truck, is GDC has released their new distance profiles in the mod. That was voted on by the community, and the vote that won was to extend the distance. I would prefer to try to not to do that, so I am going to drive things a bit differently. And I think what that does for me here is, in theory, I should not have any loads much beyond 155 kilometers, where they're going to expand them greater than that now. I don't know if it's 600 like it is in the US or not. And it honestly doesn't matter, but I know I should be 155, 250, 400, 650, 1000, 1600, and then fully open as we give ourselves, if we were to deploy all 6 of our skill points, which I'm probably not going to do, it can become more and more challenging as things go, because I think, it'll be interesting to see when I get the choice for level 1, like if I don't take a distance, what that'll turn into. So because of that, this one to Katowice seems too far, because it's 355. In theory, it's almost up to what I would get with 2 distance points. And cost isn't that different, so it's less painful of a choice, but we're going to go ahead and we're going to take the gummy bears from Lublin to Lutsk. Right, so the other thing I've done, someone has suggested that I go ahead and use the realistic headlights mod, which I am doing. So I don't know, like right now it seems okay. I don't know if I compared things, what it would really look like compared to the old ones, but we've got, what is it, a Mercedes? And then we've got a UPS trailer here with gummy bears. So in the US, it's right after Halloween, but I don't believe Europe celebrates Halloween, which is fine. It's not like they must be doing so. But we also don't have a GPS in this truck, so we're going to then do the compromise and put up some sort of GPS so that we know where we need to go. Looks like we need to come out around the building here, but we'll see what this looks like with the headlights, because yeah, an American Truck Simulator, I've put this mod in both. The creator, I think it's Maurice, is the one off the workshop that I got, and this is for SCS trucks. He has a different one for custom trucks, but I'm not planning on using any custom trucks, probably ever, but certainly no, I'm not doing it now, so I have no truck mods in here. But anyway, we'll see. And I don't know if it's easier to see or not. Now, what I did discover in ATS is
turn right and then turn left.
Is it gets really slippery really fast here, so I'm not a big fan of that. All right, green light. Hopefully we can get through this. Turn left. I think we're okay. I didn't see it turning yellow. So yeah, I can already feel the vibration there. My wheel was already slipping. So I have to go a little bit slow here because of that. But yeah, just 164 kilometers, so might be a quick episode, which is fine. Everybody should have all the trucking they possibly can want, regardless of how short my runs are, given that You know, we're doing things so much more frequently than we did. Let's see. Right, so we're on here. So I'm gonna go to, say, 65 kilometers, since I can go 80. Although 80's not that fast, I don't know. Because again, it's like, I think like 40, 45. You know, 80 might be closer to 55 or 60, but... So I should be able to control things by doing it this way, is kind of my point. But, yeah, the other thing I've been noticing, so they did, and I'm going to use the term perfect storm, but that implies something bad is coming, and I don't think that's the situation we have. So resetting my head tracker, because I'm having to be turned to the side to center things, which is obviously wrong. But no, they released a Louisiana gameplay video for ATS a couple weeks ago at this point, I think. And I saw they just released a Nordic Horizons gameplay trailer or gameplay video. So what that's seeming to lay out as is I think we're going to get 2 drops really close to each other of a map expansion in ATS and a map expansion in ETS. Now, we're likely going to have to hold off until the map mods make changes to go ahead and do anything with those, but I'm just kind of letting everybody be aware that's what's going on. That was one of the benefits of the Back to Basics series, is I could get out of that and immediately use a new map. So in the Back to Basics series, we might see Louisiana make an appearance before it makes an appearance in the Extreme Edition series.
At the roundabout, take the 3rd exit.
The 3rd exit. Well, in theory, I'm assuming this is the 1st. That's the 2nd. I can't take either of those. So it's an interesting kind of divided roundabout. But yeah, I couldn't have taken that outside route, so... But I'm not sure that it was blocked on the entrance, though, so that's interesting. But yeah, I'm trying to get a little bit more episodes in ahead of time, but I'm chasing things a little bit. Now, this one is better. I just did an ATS run that is due in a few hours to be published, but I figured, well, I'll get the ETS one done for the next day, because that one has to be available in the normal 7 a.m. time slot, to just kind of stick to what people are expecting, and I'm going to try to do that as much as I can. But yeah, so I call it a perfect storm because it's a lot of change, and then I've got to kind of keep an eye out on map mods and this and that. So it's going to be intriguing how everything comes together, because now I've got the more American cities, so it's not just like, ooh, I need the big map mod to be compatible. I need other things, and it's usually more challenging when a map is released than just a version update. I mean, usually I gotta wait for the version update, but they can get those turned around pretty quickly. But the map updates, especially with Pro Mods Europe, sometimes I've seen it take 6 months. So, we'll see. But we got plenty of things to do in the meantime. So, that will be the plan, because there's otherwise no way to continue the series. And obviously, what is going on here? I hope I can go through this. Not like showing no trucks or something, but... And so, I'm not sure if this is Ukraine? UA. So, it might be that we're headed into Ukraine. I'm not sure, though. Whoa. It's like, I didn't hit him. Just to be clear, I didn't hit him. That happened from something else. But I'm glad there was a second lane, because otherwise I don't know what we would have done. That was a long line of vehicles. Alright, well, it's now daylight, so we didn't get much with the headlights, but we did get some. And yeah, most of these trucks don't have any indicator. Again, I guess I'm a little nervous going 70, knowing that when we try to make a turn, sometimes things get slippery. And I think that's, again, because some of the settings and the realism for the hardcore mode in Truckee, which, again, we can't partake in right now, because we are doing quick jobs and we're not able to connect to our loads. So that's one of the requirements of hardcore mode, is you have to, you know, connect to your trailer and all that, and we can't do that. And we won't be able to do that until, you know, we get much closer along. Alright, so we've got a border check. Like I said, I can't see a map. I can see flags. I mean, I know we're leaving Poland. Just something fun about hauling gummy bears. I don't know. I don't know why. I feel like I'm doing something important. As stupid as that sounds, it's like you're bringing happiness and joy in your trailer. You're moving candy. Like, that's cool. So I like that. Alright, we've got another checkpoint there. So once again, even when things are short in Europe, because of the fact that there's a lot of towns, there's a lot of checkpoints, it still takes a good amount of time. Okay, well, we can clearly see Ukraine, so that's good. I'm not sure that I've been here before in ETS 2 in any version, so it's interesting. So it's interesting how those are skewed, because I'm using icons, so we don't have the floating thing. I do like that, although it definitely creates more challenge, but again, it does a cool job for immersion, because you don't have this big giant green thing flipping around in front of you. You just have what looks like some painted lines on the roadway or whatever, or in your parking location. So it's actually kind of cool, but yeah, we'll see what kind of challenges we run into. On the ATS side, I've already hit a situation where I had one job out of the location I was at, and it was using like almost the extreme end of the new distance. It wasn't quite that bad, because it's 600 miles in ATS, and it was like 519, so it was up there. I mean, but going from 250 to 519, it was more than twice as far as I should have really been able to go. And so yeah, I'm gonna have to take a look at this. I'm really only planning right now to do this load, and then the other 3 that should come after it in the sequence in the next 3 days. I'll look at doing those sometime later, because, you know, this afternoon I might devote my time to some other things. I do want to get back to the own the map challenge in Farming Simulator. I did see I lost a couple subscribers this week, which is always sad. While I bring that up, though, if you haven't liked or subscribed yet, please consider doing that. It's extremely important for the channel, and greatly, I'm thankful for anybody who does that, because it really helps. So please consider those things. But yeah, I lost a couple subscribers, so we're still staying above 1900, but we went from 1909 to 1907. And the next major milestone, obviously, is 2,000 subscribers. Would love to get there. Oh, I also forgot, and I apologize. I'm supposed to show you guys, people have asked, to show you guys the route so you know what to expect. So we had gone through Chelm. The L with a line through it in Polish has the sound of a English W. And no, I do not know how to speak all the languages of Europe, but I do have Polish background, so I do know that. So it's really Chelm, not Chelm, like it would be in English. And then we've crossed the border of Ukraine. Now we're in Kovel, and then we're going to go to Lutsk. So I apologize for not showing that earlier. And you may or may not have noticed, we're coming up on 1% of the map being discovered, so in this series, or even in anything with Pro Mods Europe, even just that's an achievement. Okay, I'm assuming we have a light or a stop sign. I don't know. But yeah, I haven't turned off my headlights, so just so you're aware. Alright, so we're good there. I assume this is it a truck? I don't know, I guess we'll see what it tells us. A recruitment agency. Okay, that's what I thought it would be. And again, without the spinning icon, was not that easy to see. If I didn't have the map up, I wouldn't have known. It's almost as bad as driving at night. It's really hard to see anything. So, sorry for that, but it's the reality we've got. Yeah, what I was saying is I was going to go check and see kind of what the new settings for the Europe distances are, because obviously they'll be in kilometers, so it's going to be different. I don't know what that icon is. This looks like a bus stop, but it might just be a delivery location, or maybe it's a rest area icon. I don't know what that is up there, but we're not going that way. So we wouldn't know anyway. But maybe it's like a construction zone on the side of the road, and it is a delivery point or something. I don't know. Maybe one of these days we'll get to find out. And yeah, it's 10 a.m., I believe. You know, obviously we don't have the craziness of, like, war-torn scenery. I wouldn't want that. We definitely don't want to provide anything that could seem to encourage, you know, even as twisted as it would be, but people like, oh, I'd love to be delivering, like, rescue supplies to some city in Ukraine. I get that, but we don't want to, just like, you know, kind of with school shootings, you don't want to give them publicity, you know, because that's why people sometimes do it, is they want to get on the news, and they're like, oh, well, the easiest way to do that is go kill some people. Obviously, war kills some people too, so definitely not looking to glorify that, especially when SCS rightfully, you know, has stopped the Russia expansion that I'm sure they had ready to go and could have made a good amount of money off of, but protesting the invasion, they said, nope, we're not doing that. So yeah, so if our loads take us around Ukraine, obviously everything will look fine, because, you know, the game's not doing anything like that. Right, so gas station. It is just so hard to see. And there's one on this side too, so it's almost like a rest area concept. It's like, well, I have one for you and one for you, even though I think I could have turned into the other one. I wasn't really paying attention. with quick jobs, I don't really need to worry about that unless somehow we get detoured or whatever, but it shouldn't happen. Alright, coming down to about 10 kilometers to go. So again, plenty long, I'd say. And this is why I'm surprised, frankly. I mean, not entirely, but the vote going the way it did. Like, there's plenty of time and distance and whatever, so going longer, you know, I get in theory it moves things along. Alright, and then I need to, I'm not sure in this town how we get where we need to get, but that's why we have her, I think her name is Sky, in the GPS telling us where we need to go. So that's a delivery location, but I'm thinking we turn left here.
Keep left, and then turn left.
Alright, and again, I don't know if the light, it appears, oh, no, it's changing.
Turn left.
Like, it appears green, and it did. Can I see anything here? Not really, so we will go out of the vehicle, because otherwise we'll have no idea. Talked about it in the ATS, but now that I see a UPS truck is what I'm hauling, I kind of knew that, but normally it wouldn't be a thing. We did have a horrific UPS plane crash in Louisville, Kentucky here in the US yesterday. So, hearts go out to all the folks affected by that. Just, I can't even imagine the recovery efforts, because it took out quite a few buildings and other things, and I'm thinking that's going to be really, really challenging for folks. So, and obviously, you know, people did die, and just a really sad event.
Keep right, and then turn right.
Alright, so that was the truck dealer. And then we want to turn
right
over here at the FedEx location. So it would seem kind of odd to deliver a UPS trailer to a FedEx facility, but that is what we're doing. Not that they can't cooperate, but they are kind of competitors, so it's interesting. So, looks like, I'm guessing we need to just park amongst the trailers there. Let's see. I'm thinking next to that. I just don't know that I have that much room, but yes, there are the markers. I think I can go forward here and kind of straighten out somewhat, so we'll see. We'll see how this works. Boy, oh boy. Alright, well, I don't have much choice, so we're gonna try. Whoops, I want to go this way. Let's see what we can do. If nothing else, we can get out this way, and then I can reposition. But I need to get past these boxes. I can't see out the window there. There we go. Now I think we're clear. But I don't know if we're clear of the trailers. Yeah, we are, but... Alright, well, if it has... Yeah, it does have wheels on the back, so I might be able to get myself in there. Because it will move pretty substantially. Maybe not. Alright, let's change direction here and try to do a little bit, something a little bit different. We'll do this. And that should get us, hopefully, a little straighter here. Okay. So now we can do this, and this should work a bit better. Okay. Now we'll get this straightened out. So that will work. That was not too difficult. So I assume we're not going to get a whole lot of points for this. Man, it's wet out here. Alright, so typically what I've discovered is the landing gear is on this side in Europe. So we'll get ourselves decoupled. 40 for maneuvering. 42.52, so continuing to move along. We've got another load done, and I will see you next time.